Hi, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. So, today I want to talk about how I manage to eat healthy and still stay on a budget and still, you know, lose weight, diet, and do all that. Because if you look, a lot of your diet foods are expensive. First of all, I never buy any of those like protein bars or anything because really it's not worth it. I don't buy protein shakes. I don't do anything like that. I don't villainize any food group. Um, Sugar I obviously stay away from. I do eat natural sugars. I have an apple every day in my lunch. Um, I have potatoes or rice or pasta or bread every single day. Um, One thing I do the low carb tortillas, not because of the carb thing, just because they're lower in calories. I used to get the Mission ones and they were 25 calories a piece. I switched to the La Bandrita, I think, or something like that, because they're 30 calories each. But the reason I switched was the Mission like doubled their calorie count or something. I don't know. They changed their recipe and the calories increased. So I was like, you know what? I think I will switch to the other one because I do count calories. Um, and I really like making my low carb pizzas. I use the low carb tortilla and like a ton of pasta sauce and a little bit of cheese, and it's kind of like pizza esque. Um, but I so a lot of diets villainize carbs. And when you villainize your cheapest food, which is also frequently like the largest calorie portion on the plate, if you think about it, like when you villainize the rice and the potatoes and the pasta, I got 5 pounds of potatoes for $1 the other day. I've got technically less than $1 because I got I think it was like 63 cents or something like that once I figured it out with the coupon. Um, so that's roughly 12 and a half cents a pound. Pasta, you're regularly going to get it for $1 a box, $1 a pound. Rice is, $1 a pound or less for most of them. I mean, if you get your nicer ones like your jasmine and your basmati, they're going to be expensive, but you can frequently get like just a simple long grain rice pretty cheap. So that's your and the thing is like potatoes, you're actually going to lose mass when you cook them, like the water's going to cook out or whatever. But rice and pasta, because they're dry, you're going to have more total weight once it's cooked because the water, increases the mass. But I'm trying to think, like, it's normally around 56-ish ounces for a pound of angel hair once it's cooked, but that is with some pasta sauce. So let's say maybe from 1 pound to 3 pounds. So then like 33 cents a pound of food kind of a thing. So I like carbs. I like spaghetti. I love potatoes. I like my rice. I don't want to have to give that up. So I wanted to find a way to still keep that in my diet. And I what I did cut out was, because I opted for calorie consciousness. And I mean, I still consume some fat, but I switched from 2% to 1% milk. I can't do skim milk. It's just weird to me. And I only do 4 ounces of it a day in my cereal. I switched from instead of doing 80-20 ground beef, I switched to 85-15, and then every so often I'll actually get like the 96-4 ground beef to make burgers, which is really stinking amazing to make a burger in a pan with the 96-4 ground beef, because you have very little like cook off from the fat and everything. You cook it like rare to medium rare. I love them. I use less cheese. Cheese is so insanely, it's both. People are like, oh, cheese isn't that expensive. It's, $2 a bag. That's an 8-ounce bag. You're paying $4 a pound for cheese. And chicken is cheaper than cheese. Pork is cheaper than cheese. Ground beef used to always be cheaper than cheese, but now it is only if it's on sale. Versus you can get a lot of different chicken, pork, ham type things cheaper than cheese, regular price. So, I lowered that because cheese is, one, high in calories, and two, it's higher. It's a higher per ounce price point. So the big thing is that you shouldn't be villainizing a food group when you're eating, when you're trying to lose weight. Unless, like, if you're lactose intolerant, then villainizing dairy is a little bit different, because, if you're allergic to a food, don't incorporate it. Like, that's a different story. But not giving up my favorite things made it so much easier. Being able to still eat beans and rice and pasta and all of my favorites. And I didn't do Noom or anything like that either, because that didn't work for me either. Neither did Weight Watchers. I've tried both of them. And while the concept in theory should work, it doesn't, because they're like, oh, just eat whatever you want. Just, make sure you're paying attention to portions. And the thing is you can't just eat whatever you want. So let's say you're trying to aim for 1,500 calories a day. If you have a 600 calorie slice of cake, you just chopped your calories down to 900, and that cake's going to give you no nutrients or energy. So instead, if you have chicken or something that's more like a plant-based thing, like pickles or tomato sauce or veggies or fruit, you're going to have like lower calories, and it's going to also be more affordable, because so I can make pasta more calorie friendly by decreasing the amount of pasta I have, increasing the amount of sauce, and then adding a healthier meat to it, whether it be grilled chicken or like Italian sausage that I have drained or defatted or whatever, like, cooked and taken all the grease out of. So today's tip for frugal living is, when you are trying to eat healthy or diet, don't villainize a food group, and especially don't villainize your most affordable food groups. Instead, truly kind of look at what you like to eat, because it'll be so much easier to lose weight if you are still eating what you enjoy. Look at how you need to adjust your meal plan, and look at how, instead of giving up meat completely, switch to chicken or turkey instead of like ground chuck or a pot roast or prime rib, all like more fatty cuts. Instead of getting rid of pasta and potatoes and all your carbs, just I mean, include them. Just don't, look at your portion size. I mean, like, you would be surprised if I weigh and measure everything I eat, and you would be surprised at how small portions really are. I mean, if you're in Europe or another country, you probably wouldn't, but in America, we have adjusted to these huge portion sizes, and they're insane and unnecessary. So, it is possible to lose weight on a budget. It's incredibly, it is completely within the realm of possibilities to lose weight on a tight grocery budget if you pay attention, to eat healthy, to pay attention to what you eat, and to not have to give up your favorite foods. Can you sit there and eat cookies and cake all day? Obviously not, even if they are your favorites. Can you still have pasta or rice or some sort of a side dish carb? Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, your carbs, those are going to be your cheapest items at the grocery store. Your pasta, your rice, your potatoes. And if you are underweight, or if you are concerned about caloric intake, like being too low, it's a good way to bulk up the calories too. So, interesting fact, rice is like the highest calorie per acre food. I don't know, something I learned in geography years ago. Anyways, quit villainizing foods and include carbs in your diet. Remember, frequently your carbs are your lowest per ounce, pound, whatever, food, and they are part of a healthy diet. And I feel like Atkins, keto, paleo, they have all villainized carbs to such a degree that people are going broke trying to do these radical carb-free diets, and they're not even necessarily having long-term success frequently. They're frequently ending up with other health issues and stuff too. So don't villainize a food group, and it's okay to eat carbs. Talk to your doctor. Most doctors are going to, say, yeah, it's okay. Talk to a dietitian, but we can quit villainizing the carbs. Anyways, again, my name's Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. Today's tip is to not villainize a food group when you're trying to eat healthy. Anyways, sorry, I just said that. I just said that, oh, I am so tired. Sorry. Sure, I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. If you want to hear more, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.